So as I was just finishing up a video talking about yesterday's intel, Projekt have just given us some brand new information today on Firebase Z. They've pretty much confirmed the map. They've given us this image and they've said the Dark Aether story continues. Just when you thought the next chapter in the Dark Aether story was coming in Season 2, we've got one hell of a surprise for Zombies fans. Today, we're unveiling the title and the launch date of the next Black Ops Cold War Zombies map, Firebase Z, which will arrive during Season 1 on February the 4th, free for all players. With the destruction of the WWII-era Projekt Endstation site after investigating the otherworldly Dark Aether anomaly in Poland, Requiem now sets its focus on the latest Dark Aether outbreak site, Outpost 25. Known by the codename Firebase Z. We've got plenty more in store that we can't wait to share in the upcoming weeks, so stay tuned for details. So there we have it, our next Zombies map confirmed to be Firebase Z, but what's even more surprising is it's coming as a part of Season 1, which is close to the end of Season 2. Season 2 would finish at the end of February, but we're getting this map at the beginning of February on February the 4th. Which is really interesting. We'll get more information as we get closer to the release date, but just taking a look at the image we've got. Okay, what is this creature? It reminds me of a Margwa, the way its head is, but then its body is totally different. It doesn't have tentacles. Similar to the Margwa, that was a creature from the Dark Aether, so is this one. And they've also given us some brand new intel for the day, which is this picture. And the writing says, New Omega transportation system connects village to the Omega facility. So it's a teleporter. Similar to how we have the Dark Aether portals that can teleport us in D Machine, it seems like this is going to be the way we teleport in Firebase Z, through these portals built by the Omega Group. So that's everything we have today, but what I will do now is also cover yesterday's intel since I haven't done a video on it yet, and that's what I was working towards today, so let's take a look at that. And quickly before I continue, over the past couple of videos I've been asking you guys, could we reach 600, and I actually said 80,000 subscribers before DLC 2, I meant 670, but whilst we're here we may as well stick with 680, but thank you guys so much for 2,000 new subscribers over the past couple of days. I can't thank you guys enough. Could we make it 3 on 3? If you're not already subscribed, if you want to, go ahead and do that. I'm trying my best to give you guys the best content possible. So if you want to, no pressure, but I really do appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for that. Continuing on with the video though, the first teaser says, Dr. Peck's personal quarters, Omega scientist in charge of Outpost 25. Now we've already established that M has to be Samantha Maxis. The initial R could be for Richtofen, but as a few people pointed out to me in yesterday's video, there is another character we've recently learnt about who could also be R, and that's Redpol. We'll talk more about this person after we break down these images. But yeah, this is Dr. Peck's personal quarters. Clearly he stayed here a lot because we can see his bed. Peck's the lead scientist of the Omega Group's exoscientific phenomena research. In a way, this kind of reminds me of Shino Numa. We also had the Doctor's quarters in that. And the fact that Firebase Z is set in Southeast Asia. Shino Numa was also in Asia. It kind of gives me vibes from that map. The next image says, radio room, when the time is right, I will contact you. Are we going to make contact with R using the machinery in this room? Other than that though, we don't really get anything. And then for the final image it says, scientist quarters, team reviews Dark Aether intelligence here. On the projector there, from the looks of it to me, we can see some Ethereum crystals. Hopefully there's some really juicy intel in this room where we can learn more about the Dark Aether. And then going back to yesterday's image, where we saw the map as a whole, the place R is calling this place is Omega Outpost 25, which would actually make for a really cool name for the map. The big question is then, who is R? It could still be Richtofen, or, as was pointed out, from evidence that we have in the game, more than likely, this is Redpol. There are 3 pieces of intel you can find in the Onslaught map Moscow. The first one is called Memorandum for Moscow and it reads, April the 11th, 1983, Memorandum for Berlin Station. Subject, KGB Special Operations Group Omega. Moscow Station has learnt that a clandestine unit of Spetsnaz Special Operations Omega Group has been reactivated. Agent codenamed Redpol, Moscow Station's field asset inside the KGB's 7th Directorate, has provided critical comnet demonstrating the resurgence of the group and its new command structure. Redacted has assumed command of the unit. 2. Background on Omega Group. Established in late 1975, focused on the weaponization of unnatural phenomena, while primarily a military operation, Omega Group has dedicated a large portion of its personnel to experimental research, including the study of exoscientific phenomena, which Agent Redpol translates as the supernatural. It is rumoured that the unit was created to, redacted, considering the unit's motto, we were the first, we are the last, there may be some truth to the rumour. With little support from Chairman Andropov, the unit received minimal funding. As a result, none of the Omega Group's initial projects progressed past the research phase. The CIA had largely written them off by 1981, as it seemed their programs were entirely abandoned. Agent Redpol believes the unit's resurgence is in response to the SDI announcement. They see the program as a threat and hope the Omega Group can provide an appropriate countermeasure. What that might be remains unknown. It is believed Redacted has given the order to pull thousands of files, film, and audio reels from KGB archives for review. Agent Redpol will let us know if anything develops from this directive. 4. It is our recommendation that this threat be taken seriously and escalated immediately. The reactivation of such a unique and unknown group potentially poses a grave threat to the West. Our hard intel on Omega Group is limited, and we know even less about the scientific fields they research. It would be a mistake not to pursue this with utmost vigour. Part of the transcript from our interview with Agent Redpol has been attached to this report. I hope this message finds its way to the appropriate hands. Senior Officer Cadwell, Moscow Station. And then on the next document, we get the transcript from the interview with Agent Redpol. It reads, Redpol interview transcript, page 2 of 3. Imperative that you report this to your seniors immediately. The resurgence of this subgroup, what they are capable of, they are, and then they begin speaking Russian. Cadwell says, English please. Redpol replies, they are the devil's minions. Do you not know what they study? Exoscientific phenomena. Do you understand what that means? The supernatural, comrade. How you Americans say, things that go bump in the night. Their research is beyond that of conventional science. Cadwell says, I thought you said this was a military unit. Redpol replies, it is a military unit. What do you think research is for? You think curiosity? They are not cats, they are Soviets. They are making weapons, countermeasures, preemptive measures to combat the West. Cadwell then says, aside from your word, I'm assuming you have proof of this. And then Redpol rummages through his coat, pulls out a cassette tape and motions at the cassette tape player on the table. Cadwell nods, Redpol inserts the tape, and then Redpol says, you will turn off the recorder now, please. The tape recorder is then turned off for a couple of minutes, and when it's turned back on, we hear the rest of the conversation where Caldwell says, was that redacted? Redpol, Redacted, has been given command of Omega Group. He has ordered his teams to dig through KGB archives. Cadwell, why? What was he looking for? And then finally Redpol says, that I don't know, but when he finds it, it is said he will have full support of Chairman Shebekov. Omega Group is about to be the centre of a very large KGB operation. You must act before it's too late. And then the third and final document is called a formal request. To Chairman of the KGB Shebekov, it has come to my attention that there is a spy within the 7th Directorate. Surveillance Officer Kirill Edvardsky has been spotted meeting with known CIA operative Cadwell, second in command at the CIA's station in Moscow. From what I understand, the Secretariat knows of this station and permits its continued existence because we have our own operatives on the inside, ensuring all outgoing information is either manipulated or entirely fabricated. At this time, I must formally request the immediate elimination of the Moscow station. I have been informed that Officer Kirill Edvardsky, codenamed Redpol to the Americans, has provided information regarding KGB Special Operations Group Omega and its new mission. This information has been verified as accurate, as Officer Edvardsky has supposedly smuggled a recorder of myself and Redacted. It is imperative the Americans do not learn of our existence, nor that of our ongoing projects. Considering your renewed investment in this program and your decision to appoint me as commander, you know what is at risk. If it is the chairman's desire to allow the CIA station to remain and continue the charade, I recommend the immediate termination of Agent Cadwell, Officer Edvardsky, and the recovery of all stolen materials relating to KGB Special Operations Group Omega. With your approval, I have an officer who will gladly carry out the required executions. Let me know your decision. I know you will do right by this institution and right by the future of the Greater Soviet Union. Regards, Redacted. So we learn from these documents an officer named Kirill Edvardsky, codenamed Redpol to the Americans, has been giving them information regarding the Omega Group. The Russians have found this out and so want to kill him. Which then brings us back to these teasers that we got, these pictures that were provided to Samantha Maxis from R. From the sounds of it, what we've heard, R is more than likely Redpol. And actually, if we just go back to one of the old transmissions from Samantha we can find in D Machine, when she's attempting to contact Team Requiem, she says to them, trust Weaver, trust me, for now, I'm going to have to go dark. I'm en route to meet a contact in Southeast Asia, he knows exactly what the Omega Group is planning. If this contact was Richtofen, I'm thinking she might have said old friend or something like that, but the way she says contact makes it sound like it's not necessarily someone she knows. This contact is the person we see sending her these images we've got, so I'm guessing the contact is Redpol, not Eddie or Richtofen. But that's not to say we won't see him, it still could be him, we don't know for sure. It just makes more sense that it's this Redpol character, which still brings up the question, where is Richtofen? Are we going to see him in this next map? So yeah, there we go. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. If you haven't know what to do, drop a like rating. More importantly, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.